Sagama pa ma pa ma pa ga re ga re. Sagama pa ma pa ma pa ga re ga re sa re ne sa re sa ga re sa re ne sa re sa. జాబిల్లి నువ్వే చెప్పమ్మా ఈ పిల్లే వినడం లేదమ్మా వినదమ్మా ఓ చుక్క నువ్వే చూడమ్మా మీ అక్కని మాట్లాడించమ్మా మేఘాలపై నుండి వస్తారా ఓసారి రాగాలే తీయగా చిరుగాలే అమ్మాయి ఉయ్యాలై రే జోలాలి పడాలి హాయిగా సగమా జాబిల్లి నువ్వే చెప్పమ్మా ఈ పిల్లే వినడం లేదమ్మా అబ్బే వినదమ్మా.
You go travel around the world and get some experience.
This is the race car that everyone's going. No right to
College.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, my wife and my siblings. I graduated in 2014. Thank you, I did it. Hey!
Congratulations, class of 2014.
So it's been a great experience being a student at Georgia Tech, and I'm really excited to move on to the next chapter of my life. I just want to take a moment to thank my folks for being supportive of me and actually everyone like that.
Very good. Go Jackets.
Good afternoon and welcome. Because this is, after all, Georgia Tech, we've introduced technology early in the program, providing processional music for our graduates for 3 shimmy robots designed and built here at Georgia Tech. I'd ask that the audience please rise and remain standing as we sing the national anthem, which will be sung by members of the sympathetic
that shows off your skills and personality while simultaneously encouraging companies to interview you. These questions stumped me, which I thought would be tough to do after taking some of my tech classes. Something in your identity switches when you go from really smart student who gets A's, or D's, but who's counting, to potential job candidate, or someone who can have a real impact in the world. It's really intimidating when you think about it. What will be my mark? Where will I work? Will I like my job? Will I make a difference? Who will I be? Who do I even want to be? And suddenly you realize, not everything is solvable with a TI-84. I can't Google these questions and get the answer. But luckily, I went to Georgia Tech, and I had professors and alumni who wanted nothing more than to help me find the answers to these questions. The resources available to Georgia Tech students blew my mind. Ever since my first day, I always felt like whatever my dreams were, or whatever my dreams became, Georgia Tech would help me pave the way. We all accomplished a lot during our time here. Look at everyone sitting around you. Some of us created inventions and ideas that changed the course of history. Some of us are going on to the most elite graduate programs in the country. Some of us are starting amazing careers in corporate America. All of us are getting out. We have something to be extremely proud of today, a degree from the Georgia Institute of Technology. As we all leave here today, I hope you remember your time at Georgia Tech as a great leap forward on your path. And if you ever need a little push in the right direction, your time as a Yellow Jacket doesn't stop today. Thank you, and good luck.
Known for his folksy wisdom. Zell Miller told Dean one time that if you're walking down a country road and you see a turtle on top of a fence post, you can be sure of one thing. He didn't get there alone. With us today are families, friends, and colleagues whose love and support have helped to make this day possible. For some parents that are here today, this is not your first Georgia Tech graduation ceremony. If you're a Georgia Tech alumni, or if you're a parent of more than one proud Georgia Tech graduate through the years, please stand, wave, and be recognized. In addition, with us today are members of the faculty who have guided and mentored these students, sharing with them their time, their wisdom, and their expertise in order to help each and every one of our students reach his or her fullest potential and achieve this important milestone. Would members of the faculty that are here with us today please stand and be recognized? While I can try to stand here and tell you how much these graduates appreciate everything you've done, I think it would be better if you heard it from them.
I just want to thank my mom and dad for sending me here. Love you both. Thank you.
And shout out to my grandparents for being here and coming all the way from Chicago to see me graduate.
I want to say thank you definitely to my parents, but also to everyone who made my degree possible. First of all, the Charlotte College of Business and all the staff and faculty there.
I can't believe the journey's finally coming to an end. I'd just like to give a shout out to my parents, for always supporting me, and definitely my friends, especially all the ones that made me at Tech. I'm going to miss you guys very dearly. Go Jackets.
Hey, Mom and Dad, thank you so much for letting me come to Georgia Tech, and I really couldn't do any of this without you guys. And I just wanted to hold up this shirt because I know that my mom loves it so much, so I am doing that today. I'm graduating. Thank you so much.
I want to thank my family. They're the reason Georgia Tech is a reality for me.
I especially want to thank my parents, Tom and Diane Sennett, my younger brother Matthew, and my older sister Megan.
I just want to give a special shout out to my family and my friends for supporting me for the past 5 years at the school.
Hi, I'd like to thank my mom and dad. Thank you so much for your support over the past 4 years. I couldn't have made it without you, especially during all those times where I thought I wouldn't make it. And also, I'm excited to finally be a Georgia Tech alum along with my dad.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hello, Harry. Tom, come on. Pin, softball. Yay, I'm graduating, and I just want to say, right, Mr. Zebes, and go Jackets.
Congratulations, class of 2014.
Go Jackets! Congratulations, class of 2014. We did it! Go Jackets!
At this time, I'd like to introduce several members of the stage party and would ask that you hold your applause as I ask them to stand and be recognized. Dr. Susan Cousins, Vice Provost for Graduate Education and Faculty Affairs. Good, good. Dr. Colin Potts, Vice Provost for Undergraduate Education and today's Mace Bearer. Dr. Stephen Cross, Executive Vice President for Research. Dr. William Schaefer, Vice President for Student Affairs. Mr. Dean Sheehan, Vice President for Government and Community Relations. Dean Catherine Murray Russ, representing the library. Assistant Dean Michelle Reinhardt, representing the College of Architecture. Assistant Dean Cedric Stallworth from the College of Computing. Mr. John Stein, our Dean of Students. Patricia Bazrod, representing the Center for Career Discovery and Development. Let's give them a round of applause. This is a momentous day for you as graduates and for your family and friends who are sharing in this celebration of your accomplishments. You've worked very hard to earn your degree from one of the finest institutions in the country, and in some fields, one of the finest in the world. And you will forever be linked to this great institution. You are well positioned for success and can be proud of your alma mater and your accomplishments. We continue to work towards our goal of making a Georgia Tech education within the reach of every qualified Georgia resident, regardless of family income. We are proud to say that included among our graduates today are 25 G. Wayne Clough Tech Promise Program scholars. Through their hard work and Georgia Tech's commitment, not only will their lives be changed, but also the lives of others for generations to come. As I look out on all of you today, I see a group that's prepared for a life of accomplishment and contribution in an ever-changing world. Not because you've learned everything that you will need to know, but because your Georgia Tech education is designed to provide you with a solid foundation on which you can build throughout your lifetime, on which you can continue to learn and continue to grow. It's designed to help you work collaboratively to identify challenges and create solutions, and to be a leader in industry, business, and government, and also in the communities in which you will live, work, learn, and play. You're prepared not only to face the future, but also to design it. You have a wonderful future ahead of you, and all of us are looking forward to great things from each and every one of you. This afternoon, we're pleased to have Mr. Ralph De La Vega, President and CEO of AT&T Mobility, as our commencement speaker. Under his leadership, AT&T Mobility has become one of the world's leading smartphone and mobile internet providers, and is expanding into new growth areas such as home security and automation, connected care, and mobile payments. Georgia Tech and AT&T share a common focus on innovation and partner in a number of areas. In fact, Mr. De La Vega was deeply involved in the 2013 opening of the AT&T Foundry just across the connector in Tech Square. The Foundry creates a great opportunity for students and faculty while allowing AT&T to take full advantage of the intellectual resources available here at Tech and to participate in the exciting growth of Midtown as an innovation and entrepreneurial zone. Previously, Mr. De La Vega served as Chief Operating Officer of Singular Wireless, and before joining Singular in 2004, he served as President of Bell South Latin America. Mr. De La Vega serves on the boards of New York Life Insurance Company, the Georgia Aquarium, Morehouse College, and the Metro Atlanta Chamber of Commerce. As a strong believer in community service, he actively supports nonprofit and youth organizations, serving as chairman of All Markets Initiatives for the Boy Scouts of America, and previously as chairman of Junior Achievement Worldwide. In 2013, he was honored with the Boy Scouts' highest commendation, the Silver Buffalo Award, recognizing his distinguished service to youth. He holds a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from Florida Atlantic University and a master's degree in business administration from Northern Illinois. He completed an executive program at the University of Virginia and received an honorary doctorate from Florida Atlantic. He's the author of the best-selling book, Obstacles Welcome, Turn Adversity to Advantage in Business and Life. And a native of Cuba, Mr. De La Vega lives here in Atlanta and has a close association and relationship with Georgia Tech. Please help me welcome Mr. Ralph De La Vega, President and CEO of AT&T Mobile.
Thank you, Dr. Peterson, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really honored to have been asked to give the commencement address for this great class, the 2014 graduating class of the Georgia Institute of Technology, one of the finest universities in the world. I can say that never in a million years would I have imagined, when I was a 10-year-old boy in Cuba, that one day I would address a graduating class of this prestigious institution. Never. Getting here required overcoming incredible adversity in life. I believe that life is a journey. It does not matter where you start in life. It only matters where you end and how you deal with the adversities that you face along the way. In fact, I believe that how we handle adversity defines us. Some of you may have already faced incredible adversity in your lives. If you haven't, you can pretty much plan on facing it at some point in life. So what I want to do today is share advice from my own experience on how you can turn adversity to advantage and create a better future even when faced with what appears to be insurmountable obstacles. Let me tell you a little bit about my story. I was born in Cuba, and after the revolution, my family lived in a state of constant uncertainty and anxiety. The freedom that we had known was gone and was replaced with intimidation and the confiscation of property. Food distribution was taken over by the government, so my father's business was gone. So my parents made a difficult decision to leave the country, guided by that beacon of hope, freedom, and opportunity that is the United States of America. But before they could leave Cuba, they had to agree to leave every material possession behind. The home, our savings, every material possession. As tough as that decision was, an even more difficult decision awaited us as the family was prepared to fly to the U.S. I was 10 years old. You see, when we got to the Havana airport, the militiamen that looked at our papers, our exit papers, said 5 words that changed my life and my family's life forever. And those words were, "Only the boy can go." It turns out that only my papers were correct. My parents had to make an unimaginable choice right there to keep the entire family behind until everyone's papers were correct, or to send me to the U.S. by myself. my father made a few calls to friends in Miami and decided to send me ahead. I thought it would be reunited in a few days, so I got on that airplane alone and said goodbye to my parents. And I would not see them again for 4 years. So I found myself in a new country, with a new family, a new language, new customs, without any money. And heck, at the time, I didn't even like American food. Those early days without my parents were so difficult that everything else since then in my life has been relatively easy. Merging Singular Wireless and AT&T Wireless, which required a $41 billion cash transaction, the largest all-cash merger in U.S. history at the time, I'd say that was relatively easy. Hard is leaving your country, leaving your family, leaving your language, your customs, and starting over. So here's the takeaway for you. When you're facing what appears to be unimaginable adversity, you must remember that you can always start over to achieve your dreams, and that the human spirit is incredibly resilient. Although those early years for me in the U.S. were difficult, there was a bright side to the story. I had landed in the U.S., the land of opportunity. I was received by a great family, the Bass family, who treated me as their own son. I tell people that it has to be a great country when a 10-year-old boy can set foot on its shores without his parents, not knowing the language, not knowing the culture, without any money, to become president and CEO of AT&T Mobility, an organization with 50,000 employees, 110 million customers, and over 70 billion in revenues. It is a great country, and I am proof, like many of you present here today, that the American dream is still very much alive. As I said, getting here was not easy. I almost didn't make it. In fact, I almost didn't become an engineer at all. You see, back in high school, when I told my career counselor that I wanted to become an engineer, he looked at my records, he looked at my family's finances and the situation I was facing, and recommended that I become a mechanic instead. And you know what? I listened to him. I didn't know any better, so I stopped going to regular high school classes and started to take courses to become a mechanic. But then my grandmother, my abuela, arrived from Cuba and asked me how I was doing. My grandmother was a strong Cuban woman. She had been a teacher, a poet, and raised 7 children. And she knew the value of a good education. So when I told her I wanted to become an engineer, but that I was trained to be a mechanic instead, I could see her fiery nature come to life. I am not going to translate into English what she told me in Spanish. But it went something like, what you're doing doesn't make sense, Ralph. You're telling me you want to become an engineer, but you're studying to be a mechanic. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a mechanic. It was just that my dream was to become an engineer, and she spotted the problem right away. And she gave me a bit of advice that I have followed the rest of my life. She said, Ralph, don't let anyone put limitations on what you can achieve. If you want to be an engineer, you can be an engineer. And you know what? I listened to her, and I did a Control-Alt-Delete on the counselor's advice, and the rest is history. You know, I have followed that advice my entire life, and I share it with my team, and I want to share it with you, because it's a great takeaway for you. Don't let anyone put limitations on what you can achieve, not even yourself, and not even when you fail. You see, I believe that failure can lead to opportunity. Let me tell you about a failure that paved the way for one of the biggest successes we've been associated with at AT&T Mobility. It started in 2005, back when AT&T Mobility was Singular Wireless. We had an opportunity at the time to work with Motorola and Apple to bring to market the first wireless phone that came equipped with iTunes Music. We called it the Rock. You probably never heard of it because there was a failure in the marketplace. But even though that product was a failure, working with Apple on the launch began a solid relationship which made it possible for us to collaborate with Apple and the genius of Steve Jobs on the next big thing, which was the iPhone. Let me provide some context. Until that time, smartphones that had touchscreens required using a stylus for accuracy. I was one of the first people to see the prototype of the iPhone. I noticed it had a full touchscreen, but I did not see a stylus. Where is the stylus, I asked. And I'll never forget Steve Jobs' answer. He wiggled his finger and he said, "This is the stylus." The iPhone was revolutionary in a number of ways, and not having a stylus was just one. That meant that for us to collaborate with Apple and bring the iPhone to market, we had to redesign our systems and processes to work with the revolutionary characteristics of the iPhone. In other words, we had to unlearn all we had learned about smartphones and relearn new paradigms. New paradigms such as the fact that smartphones...
Welcome to the podium, Dr. Raphael Ross, Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, who will introduce the academic deans by college and then present the candidates for bachelor's degrees.
Good afternoon. Dean Spigalil of the College of Computing and a great partner of AT&T in the first online master's degree in computer science, will present undergraduate candidates for the degrees in the College of Computing.
Candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree of the College of Computing, please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, I have the honor in presenting to you those candidates of the Bachelor of Science degree, including all the hackers, geeks, and nerds, who have completed the requirement.
College of Computing, Bachelor of Science in Computational Media, Jonathan Bettencourt, Evan Schubert Compton, Samuel Vance Eller, William Garrison Folsom, Matthew James Gustav.
Dean Gary May will present undergraduate candidates for the degrees in the College of Engineering.
Candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in the largest, most diverse, most excellent College of Engineering in the country. Please rise and please stand up. Mr. President, I have the distinct honor to present you those candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree who have completed the requirements for this degree and are ready to go out and do that.
From the College of Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering, Gabriel Casey Aryam. Thomas E. Beluccio. Shubhanu Bhargava. Colin Paul Bookman. Mason Y. Chiang. Joshua Ryan Clinton. Christian Antonio Colon. Jordan Thomas Pinard. Thomas Matthew Cooper. Cody Allen Coulomb. Stephen Alexander D'Angelo. Abisak Darakanon. Arthur Benjamin Gaynor. David Gaspar. B.G. Joseph Henry Grubel. Sahil Gupta. Patrick Caleb Park. Amelia Diane Henderson. Tanvir Etija Ifa. Ahmed Hasham Ismail. Sartak Jaiswal. Sachit Shyam Kegel. Michael Evan Hirsch. Rohith Kandeti. Avnish Kumar. Alan Hingwing Lai. Jay Cheng Lee. Daniel Allen Lefkover. Yao Lu. Matthew Edward McGraw. Gregory John Mysick II. Max Herman Mujica. Cal Wen. Danelle Sheldon O'Connor. Isvan Andres Kupchin. Hai Tan Fong. Caleb Curtis Purcell. Vikash Ramkumar. Dustin Stewart Reese. Christopher Brandon Rossi. John
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Georgia Institute of Technology and by authority of the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities hereunto appertaining. Graduates, to symbolize your achievement, you may now move the tassel on your motherboard. Congratulations. My appreciation to Mike Smith, Michelle Reinhardt, and Joseph Hughes for announcing the graduates' names, and to all of the associates who helped put this program together. At this time, members of the Sympathetic Vibrations will lead us in the alma mater, followed immediately by the faculty recessional. The graduates in the audience are requested to remain standing as the platform party recesses. Then I invite you all to join in the singing of the nation's best-known fight song, The Rambling Wreck. For our newest Georgia Tech graduates, we have a special treat. As you exit the McCamish Pavilion, immediately after the ceremony, the whistle will blow several times in your honor. Thank you for your attendance, congratulations, and Godspeed.
जल्दी से